Welcome back to the channel. If you are new and you're just tuning in, my name is Brandon G. I'm your host. If you are a subscriber, this is not going to be your normal video that you see from me. I'm mostly talking about the Klash 9 swim bait. Now the reason why I am doing this video is to kind of do a product review over the Klash 9, and it's 2019, so new things are coming out. A lot of new stuff in the market for fishing has been released for the new year. This is a new bait. This model's new, but the bait itself, lure itself is not new. Jeez, I can't talk. With the review, you know, I'm going to do some underwater footage, get it so you guys can see it too. I have not used this bait ever, and I'm going to go through and give you my opinion, you know, all the stuff about it, because this is really hyped up, and I usually don't buy stuff and do a review over it. I buy it because I want it, or I buy it because it's good product or something like that. I haven't used it yet, so we're gonna break this down together. All right, let's get started and let's take a look at this lure. So there is a tail rivets on one side, if you guys can see that. It's flat on the other side. So this tail does two different things, and it can mess up your bait travel if you put it in the wrong way. The bill itself is different too. On one side it's flat, and on the other side it's got a hood scoop to a car. And obviously one side's correct and one side's wrong. It doesn't tell you, so, but I figured out which way is the right way. The hood scoop is supposed to be on the bottom, so the surface needs to be flat and the bottom needs to have the indentation of the hood scoop. Making sure these go in the right way is kind of important. I mean, this is where the tail slot is, right there. Very easy to put in. I like that. This is actually very easy to put back in the little slot they made. It's crafted pretty well. It's nice. It's a 50-50% chance that you might like it, and it's a 50% chance that you might not. It's gonna get frustrating. There's 3 modes: mode A, mode B, and another mode B. There's 2 mode Bs because one is for the surface and one is for, you know, the lower surface. You need to learn how to retrieve this bat. Do your research before you buy this. Watch these videos. Watch another video about the DRT. These are made in Japan, so you're not going to get good instructions unless you know how to read Japanese. Other than that, you know, you don't really get much instruction. It kind of shows you the modes, like that's all. If you do not change anything and you put this together correctly, you can have an amazing swim bait / crankbait that the fish has never seen move like that before. This is definitely independent. It stands out differently than the rest of those swim baits, and that is all you really need to catch a giant bass. But that is the pro about this. Con side about this: you never swim baited in your life and you want to pick this up. Now this can get confusing for you, because if you don't know how to use a swim bait, don't know how to use that rod tip, don't know how to snap your line, this will not move like an eye slide, a mega bass eye slide. It will only move that way if you're good at working that rod tip and snapping your line right, because it doesn't have that natural S wave pattern. You got to create it a little bit more. Don't know how to move the bait at the right moment when that fish is tailing it, and you do not give it that jerk or that particular movement that the bass needs to trigger itself to bite it, you're gonna mess up and get frustrated, because this thing, the components on it are changeable. You can flip them. You can change the bill, you can change the tail, and the tail makes it work differently. And the bill, there's a correct way and there's a wrong way. You can mess this thing up and totally ruin it for yourself and get frustrated over it, because there's different modes. Each mode requires it to be specifically put together a certain way. So this might be frustrating for you. It's different and it's weird. It's something I've never seen in a swim bait before. It could do some stuff that I've never seen. I accidentally, you'll see it when we roll the underwater footage, I got this thing to roll and do a 360, and it only got caught up once. I'm pretty sure I got lucky and it didn't get caught up the rest of the time, but that's different. It moves a little differently when you have that bill on there and you're snapping your line a little bit, moving your rod tip, but it's crafted very well and it looks very well, and that's all you really need. If it has the right movement and you're doing the right thing, the look is gonna get that fish to bite. All you need is a little bit of movement and figure out what that fish wants the bait to do, the lure to do. So right away, you know, I think this thing looks great. Obviously this is like a piece of eye candy right here, and it gives you like the double looker, like when you walk by something and you're like, it's kind of how this is. It's really flashy, it's really nice, it's really crafted very well. I'll put this back because I don't want to ruin it.